I've watched Danny now all afternoon, and he's like a cat on a hot tin roof, not at all satisfied with what happened.
No, he's not satisfied. I mean, we ran fifth gear, and he was on the rev limiter for quite a bit of time on the back straightaway on all 4 of the laps. So we're just trying to get ourselves to where we can run sixth gear, and hopefully with this cool down the temperature, we'll be able to do that. I want to see where we're at with that package. Again, Roger doesn't have anything to worry about. I mean, we just want to make sure we don't get caught from behind.
Fellas, I think that's the key. Just like in football, sometimes you've got to play offense and sometimes you've got to play defense. Right now for Target Chip Ganassi, it's all about the guys that might overtake him, so they're heavy on the D.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep an eye on the O because I think that if it gets cooler, they're going to go for it. All right, let's get you caught up on Marco Andretti. But right now, he is qualified in the number 9 position, the top rookie. And, guys, he out-qualified Dad.
Very impressive. You know, just on Sports Center yesterday, Rusty and I had a little question here whether who would be ahead of him. I picked Michael and you picked Marco in qualifying, so I think I owe you one steak dinner on that one.
Well, we've had a little bit of rivalry going the whole time about Marco and Michael, Scott. So, hey, we both won a little bit back and forth there.
All right, here was Michael's run from earlier today, and you can see he was at 2:24.5 for his 4-lap average. Were you able to notice anything different about the 2 runs between them?
Very consistent for Michael, something that you would expect, and I think he probably has a little bit more downforce on the car than he maybe needed to actually go out there and try and run fast, but I don't think that's where his head's at. I think he really knew that that was sort of a way for him. He wasn't going to maybe able to get any further up ahead from where he was, and he just said, you know something, I'll go out there and run a race car in qualifying, basically.
So there's also another legend that returned to the Brickyard this year besides Michael Andretti. His name just happens to be Al Unser Jr. He is a 2-time winner, and they've been struggling just to try and get up to speed, and you can see right there he is currently qualified 26th, Rusty.
Al Unser Jr. just needs all the time in this racetrack he can get. He's driving good. He's definitely a champ, and we all know that, but he just needs to get this team up to speed more yet. He's very comfortable saying that, okay, look, I have forgot about qualifying. I can't hit the wall. I can't do anything stupid tomorrow. I got to get this thing in the field, keep it in the field, and then next weekend try to get all the practice he can to try to get more speed out of the car so it's better in the 500.
We're under a yellow right now as you continue to watch Al's run from earlier today. The reason was they found a cut tire on Max Pappas's number 52 machine. Gives us a chance to explain to you and show you the first attempts by father and son in the same year. Jim and James McElreath back in 77, and James failed to qualify that year. And there's the rest of the combinations. Mario and Michael in 84, Mario and Jeff in 91, and now Michael and Marco here in 2006. In fact, I think Jamie Little is with Marco.
That's right, Marco Andretti is here. He got his qualifying run out of the way, and he put it on the 3rd row in 9th position. Marco, I just asked you about your nerves. We talked to you earlier. How are you feeling right now?
I don't know. I was all right for a little bit, but now I think, unfortunately, I think Townsend's going to get me, and I'm worried about the rookie deal a little bit. He's been pretty quick all month, and I think he's going to have another go at it. So I think, he might be able to bump me. But, I think we should look forward to the race. And fortunately now we only have one thing to worry about, and that's the race. So we'll go for it.
Well, Townsend Bell and Marco Andretti, they're 2 of the 5 rookies for this year. I know you're going for the chase, but Marco, Townsend would have to make up at least 6 positions, I believe, to beat you. What if he comes out here? Are you going to throw on your driver's suit and get back out there?
I don't think so, no.
What does Dad say?
No, he says no way. No, he'd get mad if I do. I was thinking about it, but by then it's too late. I mean, we needed to make the decision a while ago, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens.
By the way, what did Dad say when you beat him in qualifying?
No, he just said it was a good run. I mean, he didn't come here for the pole. He came here to win the race. So, and if you look at his past, look at his career, he never qualifies that good. But he's always up there in the race. Sometimes leading the 2nd lap. So we'll see what happens.
All right, his son Marco Andretti, 19 years old, starting in his first Indianapolis 500. Marty?
Yeah, Dad Michael, his best qualifying ever, 3rd back in 1986. That's Dan Weldon. Will he go or won't he? Come back and find out. Back at Indianapolis, that's Dario Franchitti, his wife Ashley Judd alongside, and just as we show him, he stops and pulls away. Where are you going, hon? Come on back here. He's going to talk to Michael Andretti. And let's talk a little drag racing because the Pontiac Performance Nationals, boy, qualifying last night, they reset 7 of 8 track records. What will happen tonight? You'll see it all. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. And then don't forget, final eliminations tomorrow at 8 Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD. Let's get caught up with Jamie Little.
Well, we have Dario Franchitti. We're walking up. His car is in tech now. And Dario, what a day you guys have had so far. I think you just got a few laps with the new engine. How are you feeling right now about your chances?
I think we can get it in the field. I don't know how far up we can get it. I'm really discouraged with the pace of the car right now. We've been struggling all week with it, but we've seen some glimmers of hope. Right now, if we can do mid-224s, we'll be happy.
We saw you just stop and say hi to your boss. What did he say to you?
He said, "How is it?" And I told him. Short conversation.
That's why we saw the faces we did. Dario Franchitti getting ready to go. Vince?
Well, a lot of hand-wringing going on right now in the Vision Racing pit area. Thomas Scheckter, you see him there with his back turned talking with the engineer David Cripps. Scheckter currently sits 11th on the grid, but before Scheckter would go out, we possibly will see Townsend Bell, who is currently 16th, but qualified about 1.5 miles slower than what he had been running laps throughout the course of the day. And I'm with team manager Larry Curry. Larry, first of all, will you put Townsend out for another qualifying run?
Yeah, I think that's what we pretty much the general consensus is, that, you know, we're a competitive group and we feel we're better than what we posted, and Townsend wants to do it, the team wants to do it, so we're going to give it a shot.
And what about Thomas Scheckter?
Well, we'd certainly like to.
Don't be political now. I know he's over here begging.
Well, no, he's lobbying really hard, but we'll go work on this 90 first, and then we'll decide.
I would anticipate the 90 and then the 2 of Thomas Scheckter, because as you see, he is in deep discussion trying to get the rest of the gang on board with his vision.
Well, the Vision Racing Group, Thomas is 11th, Ed Carpenter 12th, and Townsend Bell 16th. And when we come back, there is Dario Franchitti getting ready to climb in. He is coming up to qualify. The drama continues to build here on pole day at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Dario Franchitti is in the cockpit of his car. Final preparations. And we're going to listen in with Brian Barnhart, who will give him his instructions. Brian, the president of the Indy Racing League. And Brian hasn't ducked down in. That's Brian on the left there, so until he makes a move. Guys, you've been through this, Scott. Even though it's his second attempt today, you still have a lot of butterflies in your stomach when you go out. I mean, we talked about it. It's the 4 most gut-wrenching laps you can spend.
Well, the key thing is you have to get every lap right, and that's the most important thing. Usually when you go out and have a qualifying attempt in most racing series around the world, you get 2 laps, and it's the best of 2 laps. Here, it's all 4 combined for that 10 miles.
Here goes Brian.
It'll be second attempt on this one, same procedure, second time by on 4 good ones. Go in there and give me some good ones. All right. When you're ready, Poppy. 502 to control. Do I have a clearance? 10-4 copy. We're getting ready to start engines.
Motor Speedway. He will have 2 warm-up laps. The second time by, he gets the green flag. 4 laps later will determine where he is in this field. We have 29 cars that have already qualified.
You know, you think about the Andretti Green Racing team right now with Marco leading the charge so far. A lot of frustration throughout that whole team for this past week, Rusty. And this right now is just added on to it with his qualifying attempt earlier and then not being able to complete it. All the drivers want to come here, get this job done, and then turn around and just clear your mind and start thinking about the race. He's not been able to do that yet.
Well, Dario's a pretty cool guy. He's a pretty calm fellow. They got 35 minutes yet to go in this qualifying effort, and he's got plenty of time. This motor's going to come up to 10,300 RPM shortly. He's going to take his qualifying attempt. I believe he's going to hold on to it, and that's going to be it.
You saw a momentary look at Tony George. We have been informed. He just told Brian Barnhart he is withdrawing the time established by Townsend Bell on the 90 car. So that means they are going to go take another run at it. Tony, of course, the owner of Vision Racing, that 3-car effort. Here we go as we get ready now for Dario Franchitti.
So important to get up to speed, as you mentioned, Rusty, coming out on those warm-up laps, and I think that was the thing that Sam Hornish did so well. He was flat on the gas as soon as he left pit lane. I've never seen anybody else today go ahead and do that.
Well, Hornish was amped up. He was ready to go. He just really wanted to get after it. You could tell that he was going for that pole. Hornish was. He was fired up, and just like you said, everybody else hasn't been that rambunctious as Hornish was.
All right, you see the graphic at the bottom of the screen. The time to pole on the upper portion, that means with the minus sign, he is actually behind by that margin from Sam Hornish's 228.985 into turn number 3. Flat out on the throttle, 100%.
You can see that number just continuing to grow. Now that 222 number in the turns to 221. We saw that about 227 for Hornish and 232 down the straightaway. What will be here?
And the first lap speed, 223.637 miles an hour. Right now, that would put him in the middle of row number 6.
And that's about exactly where they came off the track just 10 minutes ago in practice. Even though we feel the track conditions are a little better right now than they were maybe earlier on today, we'll have to see if they'll be happy with this and take it.
There is a tad of irony here. Middle of row 6 is the 16th starting spot. Guess who started there last year?
There you go.
Dan Weldon went on to win the race.
I don't really think it means a lot where you start in this field. To tell you the truth, Marty, I think these guys can draft themselves up to the front. This speed's a little off of what Dario thought he was going to have, but hey, it's mid-pack, and he's just going to take what he gets right now. 223.34 on his second lap. He said he'd be happy if it was a 224.5. He's about a mile an hour off, but still not worth losing sleep over.
So Dario Franchitti now on his third lap. You can see he continues to lose time in relationship to Sam Hornish. The pole is far gone. All he's worried about right now is putting it solidly in the field.
And let's explain a little bit why everybody wants to start up in the first couple of rows. After you're off for a week and you come and start the Indianapolis 500, you rush down to turn 1 at 220 miles an hour and try to get through turn 1. If you're in the first couple of rows, a lot of times you get through any accidents that might happen. So that's the key thing for wanting to be up front and qualifying.
And Dario has slowed now, 223.271. Not a lot, still in the same range. Would put him 17th on the starting grid.
You know, when you put a brand new engine in these cars, it takes a little bit of a time to break them in, I would think, Marty. You know, we can take them off the dyno. They can run all you can. And then make big power to the dyno. You put them in a car, still they loosen up a little bit. They make a little bit more power when everything seats in. To put a brand new engine in the car and go out and say qualify for the Indy 500's a little bit unfair. And, hey, they had a problem and they had their Delta cars they are right now. So that might be slowing the car up a little bit.
Checkered flag flies, another lap, 223.125. His 4-lap average, 223.345. Currently, that puts him 17th on the starting grid for this year's running of the Indianapolis 500. So Dario cools it down. Michael Andretti suiting up. Is Michael going to come out? Jamie, you got more?
Well, he just put his helmet on and they brought his car out. Michael, there's a couple more cars down there that are looking to go out and qualify. Are you going to do the same?
No, we're just going to work on some race stuff. It just took us a while to turn our car around, so hopefully we'll get a couple laps just to get a feel for it.
We just saw Townsend Bell, though, withdrew his time. He's going to go back out and try to beat Marco for that fastest rookie. Are you going to let Marco go back out today?
We decided we'd stay with his time, whatever it is, and it'd be a shame if he beat him because, you know, it's going to be different conditions now, but hey, that's the way it is.
Marty?
All right, thanks, Jamie. As Michael gets ready to climb into the car, that's a winner's ring. A.J. Foyt has 4 of them. Michael Andretti wants 1 as a driver. Back here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, that is Townsend Bell on his warm-up lap tonight. We'll have a 3-hour primetime special wrapping up everything that happened here on Pole Day at 7 Eastern on ESPN. And then tomorrow at 1 Eastern, it is Bump Day telecast presented by Capital One on ABC at 1, and it continues on ESPN2 at 5 p.m. Eastern. Here we go, Townsend Bell. As Tom Carnigan would say, he's on it.
We basically on it right now just to try to be the top rookie, it looks like, Marty. I mean, he's had a good qualifying lap a little while ago, 224. and some change, and he's going to go try to get this rookie. It seems kind of weird, though. A 31-year-old fella. It just seems proper that Marco's supposed to get it at 19 years old, doesn't it, Scott?
Well, it doesn't necessarily go by age. It goes by if you've ever raced here before. So, Rusty, you at your age would actually come over here, and you would be a rookie even with all your success in this series.
I know, Scott, but I wouldn't try to become a rookie at 49 years old and run the Indianapolis 500. That's for sure.
Let's get more from Vince.
You know, I asked Townsend Bell about the importance of being the fastest rookie, and he said, you know, that's not quite as important to me as the fact that it would be the simplest way to gain 7 spots. It's easier to pass him in qualifying than it is in the race.
Well, the time or speed he is trying to beat, a 4-lap average set by Marco Andretti at 224.918. His first lap did not do it, 224.520. There is a nervous Marco.
That is a nervous Marco. Good kid, man. I just speaks well, good looking, from a great heritage. It'd be a neat story to see him run good here at Indianapolis.
Second lap, 224.409. Still not enough.
Actually moved back a spot on the grid overall. Now, they talk about the rookie award. A lot of things come into play. Your starting position, your finishing position, a smile on Marco's face because he says, you know something? He's going slower the second lap. I think we'll be all right.
Into turn 3 on lap 3. Townsend Bell trying to squeeze out some more speed. He's right now in the middle of row number 5. Marco's on the outside of row number 3.
Lap 3, 1 to go.
He comes across the stripe, 224.267. I can tell you right now, it's not going to happen. Marco's going to stay number 9. Townsend is going to improve, but it's not going to be enough.
I started to say, I saw Marco and Michael down there celebrating and cheering and all that. I'm like, hey, until that fat lady sings, man, it's not all over. But with that 224.3, I think they can start smiling right now.
But Townsend Bell will still improve his starting position because remember earlier today his 4-lap average was 223.659, and he comes down for the checkered flag, and it is
Checkered flag, nice job.
224.299, so he'll be on the outside of row number 5, 224.374. That'll put him 15th. Let's check in with Jamie.
Well, Marco Andretti remains in that 9th position. How fast is your heart beating right now, Marco?
Yeah, no, it was, and it just slowed down but fortunately, you know, his run before that looked pretty solid, so, you know, maybe there was some air out there helping him along, but, you know, fortunately, I don't know, unfortunately it didn't go as good for him. I'm sure he was upset, but he's going to be tough. I mean, now it just comes down to the race.
Yeah, well, welcome to the drama of the Indianapolis 500, right?
Yeah, thanks. Nothing new.
Vince Welch?
With Dario Franchitti, and Dario went out for a second qualifying attempt, came in and promptly just tossed the steering wheel out of the car. I guess that was the indication you weren't happy with it.
Yeah, I don't know what to say at this point. A team, you know, with the resources of Andretti Green Racing, and I include myself in this statement, we're lost. You know, we're running around, we ran at 224.5 there. We came in, we changed tires, made a minor adjustment, and promptly lost a mile an hour and have no idea where it went. You know, to qualify at the moment, we're 17th quick. It's very, very poor show.
Certainly disappointed now, but if there's a silver lining, remember, the winner last year came from the 16th position.
Yeah, but a profound statement when a team talks about being lost. That means you have no idea where you're going. P.J. Jones out on the track now. And, he just got on the track first time yesterday, and he's getting ready to make a qualifying attempt. Let's check in with Jack Arute.
Well, we talk about drama. How about the latest installment in As the Wheel Turns between Roger Penske and Chip Ganassi? Ganassi just rolled down to the Team Marlboro pits and engaged Roger, the captain, into a conversation. And Penske said, "What are you going to do?" And Chip, very straight-faced, guys, said, "What I'm going to do, we're going to go out and practice with my 2 cars here. And if we can go even faster than either of your 2 cars, we're going to put one of them back in line." Roger said, "You're not serious, are you?" Chip didn't answer him.
That Chip's getting a little mad right now, isn't he? Hey, it's starting to heat up. I'm loving it, man.
All right. right, this is P.J. Jones coming to around the track as he is working his warm-up lap. We have 30 cars already qualified in the field. The slowest at 2:17.428. That's Stefan Gregoire. And P.J.'s on the green flag lap, his first time.
Well, 2:17.5 seems to be about the quickest that he's seen so far, so he's going to have something like Danica did, and that was the best run ever of the month, and put in the 4 best laps that he can to actually have a shot at actually getting into the field faster than the bump speed.
Scott, you got to hand it to him, because I watched P.J. Jones yesterday start off at 184 miles per hour, Marty. He's picked this thing up to 217 now, and they basically said, okay, P.J., jump in the car. You're our driver now. See what you can do. That's a big gain from 184 miles an hour. He was getting out of the throttle way early, getting in that corner, just to try to get comfortable with this car.
Right now he's coming up on the completion of lap number 1. He qualified 31st in his only other appearance in the Indy 500 in 2004. And PJ goes 2:16.131. And that would put him dead last in the field right now. Jack Arute, you've got more?
Yeah, Marty, I actually had hoped to have about a 2:21. That was what P.J. Jones was shooting for when he started his practice efforts. But the sense of urgency as the time begins to wind down with just less than 20 minutes to go in first day pole position qualifying has forced them to maybe lower their estimations and try and get the car in today. Why? Because they need all day tomorrow on bump day to try and work some fuel loads and race setups. P.J. Jones comes to the stripe to complete another lap in his qualifying effort, guys.
And it is at 2:15.910, so it's slower. And there's a danger here, guys, because if he is the slowest qualifier at the end of today, we fill the field perhaps. We have enough cars with Madero scheduled to come back tomorrow to try and put his car in the show. If you're the slowest car, you could be out of here tomorrow.
Absolutely. Remember, he will still have an opportunity to try and get himself back in the field tomorrow. He'll start tomorrow as a fresh day with 3 possible attempts on this car. But you're absolutely right. As the slowest, no matter where you are in the field and what day you qualified on, you will be the first person to be bumped out of the field. And not a great feeling, I'm sure.
No, that's an agonizing feeling. You have to go to bed with that on your mind.
Third lap, 215.725, so progressively getting slower. And you can see the average, 215.922. And that is like 2 miles an hour slower than Stefan Gregoire.
And you heard them talk about wanting to go off and do some full fuel runs that Jack Arute was reporting about. And the reason is because they did not run last week. They've not had much time with this car. So their whole game plan is to turn around and get out there and start doing full tank runs. Fill it up with fuel, 30 gallons, and try and run it down to 0 to see how the car reacts throughout that fuel load.
Well, Marty, as I look down in the pit road right now, there's a lot of running around. I see Tony George down there getting anxious. I see Ganassi's guys getting anxious. I see a lot of stuff going on down there.
Well, he has completed the run. 215.816. He is 31st in the 31 cars that have qualified. A precarious position, to say the least. Let's check him again with J.B. Little.
Well, Marty, amongst all this stress and tension that's going on pit road, look at this. Tony Kanaan, last year's pole sitter, $1,000. He takes it from the young Marco Andretti that just, you know, he had his heart beating to death. What are you doing, TK, taking money from your teammate?
Rookie mistake. He bet against himself. I said he's going to win definitely we're pulling for him to win the Rookie of the Year in Indianapolis. And 1,000 pull up his car right there to try to beat him for the fastest rookie. And I said, I'll bet you he won't beat you. He goes, no, I'll bet you he's going to beat me. So we bet $1,000. I trust him more than himself right now, but
that's a pretty nice teammate. Way to go, but still you took the money. How about I take the money and run, boys?
We're going to go potty.
Marty.
Hey, Jamie, tell Kanaan to, take that money and buy the kid a shaver because he doesn't have his shavers in his apartment, we heard last weekend. Help the kid out.
Hey, Rusty, he doesn't need a razor. That's the whole story.
Yeah, but he's going to grow into it.
He's growing into a race car driver, that's for sure. And he just learned another lesson. Never bet against yourself, because Kanaan's going to keep that cash. Stay with us. Still more to come. We've got 17 minutes till the top of the hour. Pole day at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 90th running of the greatest spectacle in racing. It has been a very interesting day. We have 31 cars qualified for the field right now. And get into the driver's seat with IRL Racecast. You get real-time leaderboards, real-time car performance data, pit performance analysis, and so much more. All you have to do is log on to ESPN.com and then search Racecast. And we were playing with it up here in the booth. Got to tell you, it is a lot of information. But I always click on the wrong thing and send us into oblivion. Let's check in with Vince Welch.
Well, Townsend Bell is a happy man. He's in his first Indianapolis 500. Maybe didn't get to the position you were looking for, but I told Townsend, I said, welcome to Indianapolis with all this drama. And he said, the track's crazier than the weather. How has the track changed today?
I don't know if it's the track or if it's me or the car, but I'm just frustrated. You know, we practiced this morning. We were looking really strong and went out. We lost like 2.5 miles an hour on our first qualifying run, and we were all scratching our heads. We went back, looked at the data. Everything looked okay. So when we came out, thought we'd practice again, make sure that everything was working. We were back like 225, 224.9, and we thought, well, that'll be enough to jump us a row or two. Then we get back out there, and now we're soft again. I had a hard time pulling fourth gear, and I'm just tripping out right now. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll get to the bottom of it. A little late now.
The wife gave you a big kiss when you came in. How does it feel to be in your first Indianapolis 500?
Oh, it's great. I think it's just fun, you know, to pull our time and take a chance. It's kind of one of the places that begs you to take chances on those kind of conditions. But for me, I was confident in the car. We just wanted to see if we can do a little better. We did, but not enough.
Vision Racing took a chance with Townsend Bell, but Larry Curry tells me they will not take a chance with Thomas Scheckter.
All right, well, he did pick up one starting spot. As you see, Arie Luyendyk Jr. getting pushed towards the tech line. So Arie may be ready to make his run into the field. And as we get ready to go to commercial break, there are the others that still have a chance to qualify. Don't go away.
Here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the drama continues to build. You're looking at Scott Dixon, and Target Chip Ganassi's teammate is actually going to try and get into a yellow condition to go back out on the track and practice, guys. He and Dan Weldon want to get a couple of laps in these cars. If they like what they see, you won't see them stop here in their assigned pit. Instead, they will go all the way down to the entrance to the tech sled and put the cars back in line. That will be the key, though, what these next couple of laps will unfold in terms of speed, Jamie Little. But first, the track's got to go back to practice.
And right now, it's not going back to practice anytime soon because Arie Luyendyk Jr. has rolled into the tech line, and his father right here, two-time Indianapolis 500 winner, Arie Luyendyk, is here. We talked to you in this position last year. Your son was the only one that was bumped out of the field. What's going to be different this time around, Arie?
Well, hopefully he'll have a full day tomorrow to practice some more. We didn't have much track time today. Didn't put in many laps at all. Had some trouble with the under tray breaking apart and stuff like that. All, you know, aftermath of the crash that he had on Thursday. But right now he just said, put me in line. I'll just use it as a practice session. So he, you know, he wasn't happy with the car just a little while ago, but he says we made some changes and he's just going to give it a run because he can come back tomorrow and hopefully with good weather run 3 more times if he has to.
He hasn't had a whole lot of practice. I know, like you mentioned, there's been some problems with the car. How are his nerves at this point?
Well, he's been pretty nervous walking around, basically not being able to get in the car that much. But I told him, you know, when you put it in the wall, it has big consequences.
What have you told him mentally to help him get over something like the crash from earlier this week that we're watching?
Well, I just told him, you know, you have to stay calm. You have to not lose your patience. So that's what I basically keep telling him because that's what this place does to you. It works on your nerves and you start pushing it when you're not supposed to. And then you get into trouble, and it happens to the best of us. I mean, the last time I drove here, I put it in the wall because I was doing the same thing after all those years of experience.
All right, Arie Luyendyk has 3 poles here at Indianapolis. He knows what it takes to get it in the field. Guys?
All right, thanks, Jamie. He also holds the track record, 1996, his 4-lap average with a different engine package, 236.986. That was fast. Back here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where Arie Luyendyk Jr. is on his warm-up laps as he attempts to become our 32nd of 33 qualifiers for the 90th running of the greatest spectacle in racing.
He's got a lot of pressure on his kid right now. He wants to try to get it in today. His dad says he's got 3 more attempts tomorrow to use some practice, but still, he'd like to put a big number up today and get it over with.
Well, the big goal for him right now, I think, Rusty, is to try and get a speed that is actually not the slowest speed in the field. So when he goes away from here tonight, he knows that if there's going to be any bumping tomorrow, he will not be the first one, which is exactly what happened last year.
Well, he needs to get some confidence in the racetrack too, Scott. I was talking to his dad a little earlier, and the kid was so mad the other night. He says, I hate this racetrack. I don't like it. And no man says you need to start liking this track.
Well, I'll tell you what, his warm-up lap, only 210 miles an hour. That's not showing us a lot.
No, there's a big stretch between that, if that's their speed for the warm-up lap, and trying to find 217, 218. That's a hard task right now. You need to carry momentum as soon as you leave the pit lane. Just really stretch the RPMs in each gear to start to build that momentum up and keep the momentum going all the way through those first 2 laps of warm-up, and then hopefully hold your foot flat in it all the way through the next 4.
You're right, Scott. He hasn't had the practice, near enough practice like you like to have. And after you back to singing the wall one time, you do get a little spook, especially when you're running close to 220-some mile an hour in the straightaway.
Well, guys, 216.419 on the first lap. That would put him on the inside of the last row and would keep the 98 of P.J. Jones in that most precarious last position.
And that tells you from his warm-up lap to there, he pushed the brave button. He kept his foot on the gas, Rusty.
I think his dad made him mad, and he stood on the throttle, got after it.
Into turn 3, now into the north chute. Coming out of turn 4. You notice anything about his line?
Nice lines. His father always had some of the best lines around here. The speed came so easily for Ari Sr. There's quite a few people here that can do that. Ari Sr., Rick Mears, guys like that were just around this place effortlessly.
Well, 216.38, that's an indication they got some downforce screwed on this car. He hasn't backed up in the second lap at all. 216.41 the first lap, 216.38 the second lap. So he's got some more confidence, evidently, to keep the same speed going.
Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Lap 3 of 4. Did you ever count how many times you actually breathe through your 4 laps?
The biggest thing that I always did is when I came down for the green, I was actually coming out of 4, starting to take some big breaths, because the first lap going into turn 1, you actually have to turn the car in so smooth, and that seems to set the tone for the next 4.
Another lap at 216.4, so very consistent laps, and it keeps him on the inside of the last row and keeps P.J. Jones in that precarious last position.
Well, I didn't really expect him to pick up again on the third lap. He's picked up a little bit there, so he's feeling pretty comfortable with the car. One more lap to go for him, and I'll tell you more, that's not a bad attempt for this fella.
Into turn 3 for the final time. Onto the front straightaway. He'll take the checkered flag, and Ari Luyendyk Jr. his 4th lap at 216.162. So his 4-lap average, 216.352, and he will be on the inside of row 11, and that means P.J. Jones is our slowest qualifier of the 32 that have gone today. All right, as we take a look at the front row, there is no one else in the qualifying line, and we have roughly just a couple of minutes. So it looks like this is going to hold up. Sam Hornish is going to be his first pole here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as soon as the gun is fired. You see his teammate Elio Castroneves, and then Dan Weldon rounding out the front row. Let's check in with Jack Arute.
Well, Sam Hornish just seconds away from your first pole position here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Can you describe the feeling?
Pretty good day. We've been real happy with the car all month long, and hopefully we'll be happy with it next Sunday too. And it's the best day of my life here at the Speedway, anyhow.
The beginning of your relationship with Roger Penske, certain promises were made by the captain to you. What were they?
He said the first thing we got to do is win you the 500. So I want to win it as bad for him as I do for myself, and. He doesn't have anything to prove to me. I got everything to prove to him, so we'll just go out there, keep working together, and hopefully this will be the year. If not, we'll come back next year and see if we can do it.
Fellas, forget about Mission Impossible. This could very well be Mission Possible for Team Penske.
Well, it's the 13th pole for Roger Penske, the first for Sam Hornish. Take a look through the top 10 on down where Andretti Green has Tony Kanaan leading their charge in the number 5 spot. Kosuke Matsura still in the top 10. He's been quietly effective all throughout the month of May. Here's the second page. Ed Carpenter through Jeff Bucknam through positions 12 through 22. Carpenter with a very strong run ahead of Michael Andretti. And there's Larry Foyt leading us to P.J. Jones with 1 spot remaining. And that will be filled tomorrow, and then the bumping will begin. And you will see it all tomorrow from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's talk about what's coming up in just 1 hour, a complete 3-hour primetime special, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, right here on ESPN. There's Chip Ganassi. Didn't get what he really wanted, but he's all right. Roger Penske got what he wanted. His guys are starting numbers 1 and 2. Danica Patrick will be in the number 10 spot. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Coming up next, it's SportsCenter. And we'll be back at 7 o'clock with our 3-hour primetime special.